Scientology is one of the youngest religions in the world and one of the most controversial. Founded in the 1950s, it promises spiritual freedom, higher intelligence, and control over life itself. To supporters, it's a path to truth and self-mastery. To critics, it shows warning signs often linked to cult-like behavior. So how did a modern belief system grow powerful enough to attract celebrities, wealth, and global attention while facing intense criticism at the same time? Scientology was created by L. Ron Hubbard, a science fiction writer who believed the human mind held untapped power. In 1950, he published Dianetics, claiming mental trauma called engrams trapped humans from reaching their full potential. The book became a bestseller, and what began as self-help soon evolved into a belief system claiming to address the soul itself. At the center of Scientology is the idea that humans are not just bodies but immortal spiritual beings called thetans. According to the belief, thetans lived through countless lifetimes and now carry spiritual damage from the distant past. Scientology teaches that through specific practices, individuals can remove these burdens and regain their true abilities, clarity, confidence, and control. One of Scientology's most well-known practices is auditing, a structured counseling process meant to uncover hidden memories. Participants answer personal questions while holding sensors connected to a device called an EMITR. Supporters say auditing brings relief and insight. Critics argue it gathers deeply personal information and creates emotional dependence on the organization. After Hubbard's death in 1986, leadership passed to David Miscavige under his control. Scientology became more centralized and secretive. Supporters credit him with global expansion. Former members accused the leadership of strict discipline, internal punishment, and silencing dissent, claims the church strongly denies. Scientology gained massive visibility through celebrities like Tom Cruise and John Travolta. Famous members are often promoted as success stories, proof the system works. Supporters say celebrities are treated the same as anyone else. Critics argue fame is used to influence public perception and recruit new followers. Advancing in Scientology is done through a structured path known as the bridge. Each level promises greater spiritual freedom and understanding. However, progress often requires paying for courses, auditing sessions, and materials. Supporters see this as investing in self-improvement. Critics argue the costs can escalate into tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. At the core of Scientology is an elite group called the Sea Organization. Members sign symbolic contracts committing themselves for 1 billion years, representing loyalty across lifetimes. They live communally and work long hours for modest pay. Supporters describe it as sacred service. Former members describe strict discipline and intense pressure. One of the most debated practices is disconnection, cutting ties with people seen as hostile to Scientology. Supporters say it protects spiritual progress. Critics argue it isolates members from family and friends who question the belief system. Former members describe this as one of the most painful aspects of leaving. Scientology discourages members from reading unapproved material about the organization. Critics say this limits critical thinking. Believers argue outside sources are biased or misleading. This tension between internal teachings and external criticism fuels much of the controversy surrounding the movement. Leaving Scientology can be difficult. Some former members report being shunned, losing community, or facing legal pressure. The church denies wrongdoing and states members are free to leave at any time. The contrast between these experiences continues to divide public opinion. Despite criticism, millions believe deeply in Scientology. Many credit it with helping them overcome addiction, trauma, or lack of purpose. For believers, the structure, certainty, and sense of progress are powerful. To them, Scientology isn't control, it's clarity. Scientology is officially recognized as a religion in several countries, including the United States. In others, it is viewed as a business or organization rather than a faith. This global divide shows how difficult it can be to define what qualifies as a religion in the modern world. Experts often describe cults as groups showing extreme authority, isolation, financial pressure, and control of information. Critics argue Scientology meets several of these criteria. Supporters strongly reject the label, stating these traits are misinterpreted or exaggerated. Public opinion on Scientology is sharply divided. Some see it as a misunderstood faith targeted by misinformation. Others see it as a dangerous system hiding behind religious protection. Few belief systems generate such intense disagreement. Documentaries, books, and former members have brought Scientology into mainstream discussion. The church disputes many of these portrayals, claiming bias and falsehoods. The battle over narrative continues to shape how the public understands the movement. At its heart, Scientology raises a deeper question. Who gets to define truth, belief, and freedom? Is structure empowering or controlling? Does devotion mean faith or obedience? Some see Scientology as a religion offering meaning and self-discovery. Others believe it shows traits commonly associated with cults. After hearing the full story, what do you think? Is Scientology a religion or a cult? Comment below.